Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Dee about to react to this vid by Janae Daniel. It's titled Nobody's Pretty in Person Anymore, and it's getting hard to ignore. Damn. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who use these, blurring filters to make their skin perfect. They even use these body filters. The filtering has gotten really out of hand on social media lately. But yeah, I guess some people are getting exposed for how they really look in person. Let's see what's on here. Let's watch.
Canceling Michaela because she's chopped in person is crazy. Crazy.
Your favorite influencers that you look up to and you think that they're gorgeous most of the time are ugly.
Does anyone else notice that the real pretty people on social media aren't that pretty in real life?
Nobody looks the same online as they do in person.
The internet is having a brutal conversation about how people look in person.
Michaela Noguera's filter that she posted.
Okay, yeah, girl, you can't be changing the whole shape of your face, sister girl. And my thing is, I don't even care if a makeup artist is busted. Can you do makeup or not? Can you teach me how to do my eyeliner or not? I don't care if you busted, but obviously it does help their career when they are more attractive and they post, these pictures of them looking really pretty. So she's just leaning into that. But yeah, this is super deceptive. You can't just be changing your entire face, girl. This is crazy.
And then what we saw on the red carpet still is my fever dream and my paralysis demon.
And it's not just one person. It's becoming a pattern. The conversation usually starts with the clip of an influencer or celebrity that wasn't filmed under their control. And since it didn't come from their setup, their angles, or their edits, we're seeing what happens when the camera isn't.
Oh, y'all would hate to see me in person. I look busted, all right? Listen, especially when I'm out and about at the grocery store. Listen, I'm a little crusty, so heads up. If you see me in real life, I look busted. I have met a couple people though, but usually I meet people when I'm cute. So shout out to y'all who I met in person. Oh, when I was in South Africa, I met a subscriber as well. He came up to my table. Oh my God, it was so cute. I was with my homie, and he came up to my table and was like, "I love your videos." And he was like, especially when you be reading impressive. I was cracking up. It was so cute. And I was like, oh my God, all the way over here in South Africa. But anyway, so I was cute that day, so he can't say I was busted. But people who haven't come up to me and said anything, because I feel like for the most part, when people come up to me, I'm like usually, decent. And I've done my hair and makeup and whatnot. So I can't recall a time where I have met somebody and I was like, I know I look busted, But maybe it's because they don't recognize me. When I'm like running errands and shit, they don't recognize me until I put myself together. But anyway.
In their favor.
Your favorite influencers that you look up to and you think that.
But I also think this is unfair because even the people who we don't know, y'all do this as well. Like, you're not going to put up busted pictures of yourself. You're going to put your best self forward. And obviously not to this degree with this Michaela girl. Like, don't be changing the shape of your face. Like, that's a lot. But it's like, you're going to put your most attractive pictures out there. So that's going to look a lot different than when, you're just out running errands and looking crusty. You know what I mean? So is it really fair? And I feel like some of these people, they want these influencers to look ugly because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's like, when I saw you online, I was feeling insecure, but now I'm happy that I see pictures of you looking ugly. So it's like they kind of get this sick, gratification from it as well. So I think that also needs to be examined. But yeah, I also understand being thrown off when somebody is completely changing the whole shape of their face, their bodies. It's like, all right.
They're gorgeous most of the time or ugly, probably 90% of the time.
The think pieces are
they get off on that.
The comments are turning into a full analysis. Think pieces are circulating. The comments are turning into a...
See, fuck out of here. This is some hater shit. She's still gorgeous. She just don't have on any makeup and she's chilling. But her face card is still serving.
90% of the time.
And they're trying to compare it to this picture. Obviously, she's done up. She literally has on a full face of makeup. She dressed up, did her hair. And you trying to compare it to this. Like, come on, when she's still cute. Like, this is the hater shit I'm talking about. Some niggas is just haters.
Full analysis or just straight up bullying.
Who's this? Wait.
Okay, yeah, she's a con artist.
This is her and her Get Ready With Me, and
She's
this
gone.
is who showed up to the carpet. Miss Hannah Bellfire Noguera.
And now, You Look Different in Person has officially become the new first impression because people are meeting your online face before they meet you.
So I went to an influencer event a few months ago, and there was a really big TikToker, and I've been watching her since the pandemic. The thing was when I actually met her in person, I was like, oh my goodness.
And when those two don't match, people take it very personally. In today's video, we're gonna look at what happens when the most honest version of your face turns into the least expected one. Quick disclaimer, I really don't like the idea of creating a video and discussing or critiquing only one person. In this case,
Okay, I thought this was an ad. That's why I was about to skip it. I'll let you get your shit off if it's not an ad.
Caitlyn Noguera. Hence why in every video where I'm talking about a celebrity or an influencer, I'll include 2, maybe 3 examples because it never gave let's dogpile on one person.
Thanks.
But in this situation, Michaela became such a strong example that once you see it, you won't need another one. So, as always, let's give grace, but we do run a very strict program over here, so let's keep the comments classy. Welcome to the Girl Talk You Didn't Know You Needed. Now, the idea of looking good for the camera was a tale as old as time. We've always wanted to be seen in our best light. It's just that back then, people used the lens to
I like her,
witness
but
the person that they've already seen in person.
When you're out with a beautiful girl, take her picture. You don't have to say anything, just aim and snap. She'll get the idea. Taking somebody's picture is a really modern way to pay a compliment.
And film didn't give you a second chance. There were no screens to check if you blinked, no delete button if you wanted to try that again. The pictures were grainy, sometimes a light leak washed out the whole shot, and you wouldn't even know until you got them days later.
What a day!
Let's take a lot of pictures, okay?
Because your memories are important, and because they happen only once, they deserve quality processing.
Let's nail the film tonight, okay?
With convenient Kodak mailers. Just drop in your Kodak color film, stamp, mail to Kodak, and Kodak will mail your prints right to your home.
What a shot!
It was just a simple click that caught you exactly as you were, because back then, you didn't have the option to go back and fix everything. But thanks to Clover, the sponsor of today's piece, the biggest piece of mind.
I got support.
Thank you, Clover, for sponsoring today's video. When disposable cameras hit the market, they were a real hit because you could conveniently capture the real you.
On this week in 1987, Fuji entered the war against Kodak with its launch of a disposable camera. The concept was just new to
I like Gaga, but what the fuck she know about? What she know about cameras?
And both companies were betting it would be the next big thing in photography.
And not only could you conveniently capture the real you,
He's like, I like some of the Gaga songs.
Capture the moments around
What was she doing with cameras?
The beach, weddings, family vacations. And overall, the camera was really about getting a decent picture instead of trying to perfect that picture.
Disposable cameras were everywhere back in the day. You take them to birthdays, weddings, parties, really, any event worth remembering. No one had phones in their pockets, just those little plastic cameras. You'd snap a few photos and hope for the best, then wait days to get them developed. The fun was in the surprise. Half the shots were blurry. Someone's eyes were closed, but it didn't matter.
I also want to mention that these photos weren't meant for an audience. They stayed in shoeboxes or family albums, maybe your dresser, and you didn't obsess over them, okay? You looked at them to feel good, maybe laugh with family. But over the years, though, the camera advanced and moved from the back of the device to the front, and on top of that, started introducing software that was capturing our faces, yes, but also trying to actively fix it.
The first Instagram photo was of your girlfriend's foot, a stray dog.
Yeah.
But it was maybe the first filter that was even more consequential.
She said, I'm not going to post photos unless I can make them look great, so you probably should add filters. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try making a filter.
How quickly did it become something that you realized could be not just big, but really big?
The way we saw it, we kind of had lightning in a bottle, and it was our job to capture it and to continue to work on it and not screw it up.
As the years went by, Instagram became almost like a digital mirror. It showed us who we were, but it also showed us who we could be. Suddenly, we were seeing filters not only on Instagram, but other platforms like Snapchat and TikTok, and we could blur, smooth, cinch, and eventually create an entirely new face right at our fingertips.
It's like an enhancement. Like you just look like a more put together, cleaner, or less sweaty, or longer eyelash version of yourself. So that like flawless kind of superficial look is what all these celebrities, or like you were mentioning, the Kardashians or Jenners look like with their full faces of makeup. I think it really becomes attractive to be able to utilize filters to look that way in an instant.
But what happens when that face is seen from someone else's lens? Well, recently we got a real-time answer.
Michaela Nogueira's makeup looked horrible. Fans keep comparing photos of Michaela at the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary red carpet. This is her and her Get Ready With Me, and this is who showed up to the carpet. Miss Hannah Bellfire Nogueira. We can all act shocked, or we can all just say that we saw the real Michaela Nogueira on the red carpet this night. This look was a disaster all around, from the nail tech to the hairstylist to the makeup artist who, you know, she did her own makeup. Even down to the purse and the way that she stacks her jewelry, it screams insecure.
And it became something people found hard to ignore, because it's not just about someone looking different. People are reacting to when
Also, don't do Sabrina. She's still
because it's not just about some.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. This is the hater shit I'm talking about. I feel like people engage in this content sometimes to feel better about themselves because they felt insecure, and it's like, okay, this makes me feel a little better that you're not as flawless as I thought you were. But it's like, she's still serving. And it's like, niggas is gonna be bloated at different times, and you're gonna catch people at certain angles at other times. So you can find bad pictures of people, but it's like, that don't mean that they still aren't fire, you know? And it's like, okay, but let's show this good picture of me. Like, what are we talking about, you know? So this is the type of hater shit that I'm like,
Different. People are reacting to when the face they know doesn't show up in person or shows up outside of their usual environment.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to see you today.
But I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. She's fire.
I posted you on TikTok and it went viral because people said you didn't look like how you look like on.
But she looks gorgeous here. Whoever this is.
I thought you looked the same. Is there something different I'm missing?
Again, haters.
All right, good to see you guys.
And the internet has been discussing Michaela's looks for a very long time now, but it spiraled all over again when she stepped foot on the red carpet of the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary premiere. A woman came on camera, she asked a simple question, and the video went viral from there.
Why doesn't her makeup eat when it's not on her camera? Why doesn't her makeup look how it looks here on everybody else's camera?
You know, I feel like this is about wigs too. This is why you can't be, you know, following these wig girlies with their lace always blended in really well, because cameras are definitely deceptive. Okay, so you might think, oh, I'm gonna buy that wig because look, she laid it down so well, it looks good on camera, but in person, those lace wigs, child.
Maybe it's a filter. What do you guys think? Why doesn't her makeup look as good as it does when it's not on her profile, on her TikTok?
People started noticing that Michaela's usual look wasn't showing up the same once she stepped away from her camera. Her brightly lit, perfectly angled videos weren't lining up with what people were seeing from different angles.
At this point, I don't even know why Michaela still talks to y'all, because once again, y'all have harassed her into turning her comment section off. She is currently going viral for her appearance at the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana special, because her appearance on interviews in front of their cameras looks different than what's on her page. Specifically, people feel like her face and her makeup looks very different. It's not flattering in comparison to what she posts online. And honestly, I think it's just the difference in camera angles, because everybody swears that they're the baddest on TikTok and Instagram until I go over to your mama's Facebook page and see the real you.
Comments like, it's not her makeup, it's her face, she looks a mess, she's ugly, and just a lot of photo comments that twist the knife started circulating online. And I don't know, y'all, it just seems like one big fat bully party to me. But that's just me.
Oh no, woman that you guys always call ugly modifies herself to look better so people can stop calling her ugly, but it doesn't matter anyway because they're gonna call her ugly anyway, because that's the plight, right? That's the game.
What the F is wrong with y'all? I think I saw that basically the entire internet was attacking this.
At the same time, you can't expect people to not call you out when they see such a stark difference, but it's like, okay, y'all are taking it a bit too far. Like the memes and stuff, it's like, all right, it is getting to a point where this is bullying. Call it out, sure, and be like, girl, you look different. You know, got it. But this is too much.
One influencer at the Hannah Montana premiere for her physical appearance, videos from men and women alike hating on her looks and disguising it as a think piece. And I saw this one particular video that said, what, we can't critique her, we can't give her constructive criticism? That's not critiquing, that is bullying.
And normally influencers stay out the mix when it comes to addressing things like this. If I had Michaela's money, Sorry, I can't hear you over my card swiping. But Michaela actually addressed it more than once, even saying things that kind of sound like she's in agreement.
I've said this a million times and I will defend it until I'm in the grave, that there are no filters on my videos. There's constant confusion about why I look different in person than in my videos. I want to make something very clear. I am aware that I'm not an attractive person. Sorry, I'm aware that
This is gonna make me cry. Y'all are fucked up, you evil people.
I'm not, like, aesthetically pleasing to look at or, like, photogenic. It's really easy to take a bad photo of me. I don't have the best side profile.
I'm gonna cry.
I've showed.
What's wrong with me? I cry way too easily. I try not to, shed my thug tears on the internet. I try my best. But sometimes people tug at my heartstrings. It's just so, because people are so mean. For her to come out and say this, is like, y'all are so mean.
I don't know why I look different in person. I don't.
It's sad to hear, but let's be honest, we've seen this before. This is a rising phenomenon that's becoming more common the more...
It's also like, I have a lot of sympathy for these people, because it's like women especially get so much just hate, and there's so many expectations to look perfect, and it's unfair when you're expecting everybody to be a 10 out of 10. If they fall short, even the slightest, it's like they get bullied and made fun of, and people pick things apart, and why your face look like this, and why does it look like that? It's just a lot, especially when you have a huge platform like her. So it is messed up. It's like, damn.
Makeup, filters, and editing.
Especially when 90% of the people who talking shit, y'all not cute either. The fuck is we talking about? It's not like y'all be 10 out of 10s. When I'm on TikTok and I see people talking shit about other people, sometimes I'll click on their profile and I'm like, you are also ugly. What are we talking about? And you have the audacity to post pictures of yourself in videos, and I see you ugly and you talk shit about somebody else looks like, come on.
Things start shaping how we look.
There's a very popular influencer on here who was crying, saying that people are saying she looks different in person and she doesn't know why. She continues to say, like, I know I'm not conventionally attractive, which is heartbreaking to hear that anybody thinks that about themselves. Girl, you're beautiful. She also says, like, I don't use filters. I don't know why I look different in person. And I think I know just a little bit, but when people do full extreme glam in person, it just doesn't translate the same. That is why men hate birthday makeup so much. Even if it's blended well, it just translates different in person than it does on the camera.
But what really shines light on it is how people respond to it. Because once someone is used to seeing you a certain way online, instead of just recognizing your face, they're going to expect it, demand it. And when you mix that expectation with allegedly heavily edited, allegedly filtered content, it's not surprising people start questioning what they're really seeing.
But why is she the only one that looks so different all the time? Why is she the only one that looks so vastly different? This isn't all about angles.
This is what I'm talking about. And this woman clearly has a filter on. You can see she has a filter on herself. And it's still not helping you. So how are you on here critiquing this woman's looks, and when you look like this? The audacity.
In lighting, she's doing something. Something is definitely going on with that chin. She's filtering it down. It is much, much smaller in all of the stuff that she puts out.
I mean, she's not lying, but why are you making a TikTok like dedicated to her specifically? Like, you literally was like, I'm about to make a video about this Michaela girl today. She don't look how she says she look, and why her face look like that? And no, it's not. To post on TikTok for, what are you getting out of that exactly? And they don't be making money like that on TikTok unless they got huge platforms. And I even heard, even the people who was making good money back in the day, they're not making that money today. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. So these everyday average people who be having a few thousand followers, y'all getting on the app and just being like, let me tell you about this person, and it's just, I don't know, I find it weird.
But when somebody else is photographing her or videoing her, it is not that small, it is not that sharp, it is different.
People don't care if you're turned to the side, 90-degree angle, if you're upside down. Your face needs to stay consistent. Now, here's where it gets weird, but not only that, it gets weirdly parasocial. And look, we're not going to sit here and pretend that it's weird that people feel some type of way when influencers don't look the same in person. But the way people take that feeling and pour all their energy into it, it really shows you how personal influencers' faces are to them.
I'm telling you, Michaela Noguera, she must have her filter on Power Ranger mode because it's working overtime, honey. I've been calling out Michaela for the past 5 years, girl. Like, seriously, when people get on here and they're like, well, I don't really know. I know. I watched every video. I've been blocked I don't know how many times.
You posted this, Michaela, on
You're
your
obsessed.
TikTok, and then this is what we saw on the Hollywood red carpet. Oh, honey, and I thought I was the clown.
You are.
I can't. I tried and I can't. I tried and I can't.
Michaela's real face, here she is at the buffet. Michaela went to the
All
buffet.
these people are
in Las
funny
Vegas,
looking.
and her
You
bestie
look like her
Cindy
brother.
Slays posted a video of her eating at the buffet.
How are we talking shit? Don't he kind of look like her a little bit? So it's like, okay, you.
Hey, and look, that's Michaela's real face. Very rare do we see Michaela's real face, you guys. Take it in.
And it's not just a few comments and videos here and there. People are making video after video, analyzing, studying her face like she's an exhibit, breaking her down from every angle. There's even dedicated AI pages built on her demise.
Why does Michaela Noguera's face look like an evil witch? Because she's self-conscious about how people judge her face. She relies heavily on filters and post-production to smooth her skin and tweak proportions. It's basically a polished version of her. But in real life, without those enhancements, the overfilled look stands out more, creating that obvious pillow face effect.
So now there's back and forth on whether people are being too mean or just reacting to what their eyes are seeing.
No, this is going way beyond just reacting. Crazy. Like, we're canceling people because they're chopped. Do we hear ourselves? I don't even like Michaela. I don't think her recommendations are good. I think she's a sellout. No. But we're canceling her because she's chopped. We are doomed.
I do think you guys are being a little bit too harsh and dramatic on Michaela. And I will go further and say that I feel like if a lot of people were in Michaela's shoes, I really don't think they could handle it. And I get it, like she's in a...
That fucking part. These people who leave these comments, y'all don't understand what it's like to have people saying all this rude, evil shit about you. Like, it really gets to you. So to see her break down, that's also why it broke my heart, because I'm like, I can only imagine what she has to go through, and with this big platform that she has and people dedicating all this energy to make these memes and stuff about her. Like, that's just fucked up. Like, y'all are so evil. This is why your life is fucked up, and you wonder why you're in poverty. You wonder why you busted your teeth fucked up. You ain't got no love life. This is why, because you put evil out there in the world, and it's coming back for your ass. This is why you fucked up. And then people just lurk in the comments and be trolls all day and wonder why their life is in shambles and not understand the direct correlation, because y'all are fucked up and evil. Like, that's so messed up. Okay, she's not a supermodel. Move the fuck on. Like, why are y'all bullying her like this?
Annoying
That's
influencer
so
and all this
mean.
type of stuff. But like, I do feel like some people are very, very harsh, and it's easy to be harsh and negative and nasty to someone. Like when you're in the comment section.
Michaela under attack again. Y'all over here talking about her not looking the same in the photos from the Hannah Montana thing versus what she be looking like in her own stuff. She really didn't look that different. She didn't. Y'all be dragging it. Y'all just don't like that lady. And it is bullying. It is bullying at this point.
Something about this situation isn't sitting right, and it goes a lot deeper than you think. Y'all remember earlier when we talked about how the camera used to just capture you as you were? Well, fast forward to today, the camera isn't capturing you like it used to. The camera is creating a version of you. And today, what we see on camera is starting to matter more than what we see in real life.
I actually think one of the saddest parts of my life before I decided to lose weight and change my appearance was that I was so unhappy with how I looked that I never took pictures of myself. I have several years where I have like maybe 3 selfies to account for the entire time, because I just did not want to have to like try and present a good version of myself and allow myself to exist on the internet or allow that to be documented. And it's so sad because the purpose of your face is so much more than it being desired.
The biggest scam of our generation, well, one of the biggest scams of our generation, is pictures being the highest measure of beauty. Pictures don't even have the capacity to capture what we see in those moments. Why pictures being the measure of beauty really bothers me, because we're meant to be viewed through interaction. Like, it's very rare that you'll be talking to somebody and they're just there, like, posed up, like,
exactly.
Like, no, that's a pose from a picture. But when people are interacting, I really feel like you get to see the full essence of their beauty.
With the everyday use of makeup and filters that literally rebuild your face, it's starting to show something. And that is that a lot of people are living in a digital la-la land.
I met Michaela in 2023. I believe it's been 2 years now. So we're walking and we see a group of girls. We see it's a bachelorette party. And we're trying to figure out if it's Michaela, because like we see her, but we don't think it's her because she looks completely different, unrecognizable.
unrecognizable. I had no idea it was her, but I watch her videos all the time. I had no idea if it was her. This is how she looked when she filmed the video of her getting ready for her bachelorette party that night when she was going out, and the night I took a picture with her. It's the same day and everything. But this is Michaela in real life. This is Michaela in her videos.
What is the purpose of this video, girl?
Completely two different people.
The video we just watched shows it perfectly. Okay, that creator has been watching Michaela for a long time. She knows her face. She knows her online face. But when she saw her in person, her real life face, she barely recognized her. But then you look at the comments and people are saying, well, she looks the same to me. Comments read, she looks completely recognizable in this. Obviously, you did recognize her and you also look different. Her video kind of backfired because a lot of people noticed. Well, you don't really.
Oh, that's you right there? I'm not even trying to be funny. I didn't think that was her. I glanced at the face and I thought that was maybe her friend or something. I didn't peep that was her. So yeah, you also look different, girl. I did not even realize that was her.
The same either.
Michaela looks different because she's in a different angle. It's really that simple. Mind you, everybody has a good side. Everybody is going to make themselves look better when they have control over the lighting and the angles of your phone. You can't tell me that whenever you take pictures with your friend, you like every single picture that you take. In a group picture, when someone else has the camera, you know how many times I get my pictures taken and I don't post those pictures because I don't like how I look because I can't control how that person's holding the camera. I can't control what that person sees behind the camera. So I don't post. Like, guys, like, come on. Like, come on.
Do y'all see what's happening? We're so used.
Women tearing down other women. You fucking sickos. Y'all know how hard it is on us. So to tear down other women and go this far is too much.
Staring at the faces on our screens that can entirely warp our facial features. They can make you look slimmer. They can make your nose
Shame on you.
Your features more centered. But we stare at these digital faces so much that when we step outside and see the real faces moving, turning, and existing, it doesn't register the same.
This photo of Michaela Noguera is going viral on TikTok, and I'm not sure why people are upset with her this time. I'm not the biggest Michaela fan, mostly because I think some of the practices she has are just not really ethical. But this, she's just being a normal person.
And then a lot of women turn it around on themselves, and they wonder why they don't look like the influencers on their screen.
Does anyone else just feel like they're not pretty anymore? It doesn't matter how much makeup I put on. It doesn't matter how many people tell me I'm pretty. I just don't feel like I fit in with society.
So I know I'm not ugly, but I don't think that I'm like influencer pretty. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I understand that I'm like objectively attractive, but I also don't think that I am influencer pretty.
Posting content online.
Y'all need to go outside and touch grass. Why is that a goal to be as pretty as these influencers who you know use filters and they're on the internet? Why is that your competition? Why is that a look that you want to achieve? I don't understand.
You're not. The internet standard of beautiful is so difficult and so humbling.
Whole time, the influencer on that screen might be feeling the exact.
Also, I think people fail to understand that there are so many influencers online who aren't the best looking. Not everybody is a fucking 10 out of 10 or supermodel, even with filters. That is fine. If you can, provide value to some degree, whether that be information, laughs, entertainment, you can still thrive as an influencer. So the fact that some of these women are just trying to rely on their looks, you're just telling me you bring absolutely nothing to the table. You're not interesting at all. Like, you can be an influencer and be successful without being a perfect 10. Like, hello. You don't have to strive to look like these people and being like, it's so hard, trying to be an influencer when you're not as cute as some of the others. No, you just need to provide better content. That's what that means. If people aren't fucking with you at all, you get no views and no engagement whatsoever, it's probably because you're not entertaining. You need to provide something else. You don't even need to entertain. Like I said, you can educate people or whatever, but just relying solely on your looks is crazy.
The same way, they may be thinking that they're not internet pretty enough either, so they fix a few things. They adjust the lighting, they edit a little here and there.
Because like I said, with makeup, I've seen so many people's makeup tutorials who look very different. Some very attractive, some not so much. But once again, I don't care. It's like, if I'm learning something, I'm here to be educated. I don't give a fuck what you look like. You done taught me how to, slay my face. Like, you taught me how to do my eyeliner, my eyeshadow. That's how I've learned to do my makeup, is from tutorials on fucking YouTube. Like, so it's like, so what if you're not conventionally attractive or a 10 out of 10?
to match what they're seeing online.
So I went to an influencer event and there was a really big TikToker. This is absolutely no shade to this creator.
You're being shady.
The thing was when I actually met her in person, I was like, oh my goodness, she has a lot of wrinkles around her eyes.
And you have a lot of forehead.
Wrong with having
okay, so what are we talking about then?
Or anything, like I don't care. But the thing was that in her TikToks, I've never seen a single wrinkle on.
Why
her face.
would you see that?
It's a filter. I really feel like this generation is effed in how they view people's faces now. Like, we just don't see normal faces anymore. And so it was a shock to see her face.
You know where you see normal faces? When you go outside, if you ever go outside. That's when I see normal people. That's what keeps me grounded, is interacting with people in real life and not spending a majority of my time on the internet. That's what helps me and keeps me grounded and helps me not feel bad about myself. I'm not comparing myself to these people who are online who filter constantly. I'm out in the real world, living my life and meeting people and talking to real people and seeing their real flaws and wrinkles and blemishes, and I'm like, yeah, this is real. And I live in LA, which is known as like a very superficial city, but still I'm interacting with people who are just like, okay, these are normal looking people. So that's how you survive.
And she just looks different.
And be like, oh, we're cooked. No, you're cooked because you're online too much. That's the problem.
That's when it comes full circle. The internet loves a snatched, edited face, but real life doesn't translate like that. And it's gotten to a point where people don't even feel comfortable taking pictures without adding some subtle tweaks.
I look quite pretty.
Recently, someone wanted to take a picture, and I said, can I use this filter? Is that okay? And they're like, okay, of course. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just insecure. And they said, hold on, no. Is it that you're insecure, or does the filter free you from body and facial dysmorphia so that you can just relax and be yourself to take the picture?
At this point, I don't even think the issue is that people look different in person. I think the issue is that real faces are starting to be compared to faces that were never really real to begin with.
Hello!
Just like how back then, camera was basically used to just capture moments. Today, it's used to almost shift reality and beauty standards, leaving a lot of women feeling like they don't measure up to what they're seeing on their screens.
I don't think I'm beautiful, and I think that's why I'm not consistent with my content. I don't have the perfectly symmetrical face.
I don't be rude, but shut up, cause you're cute. Like, I can tell she has the filter on, but you can still tell this is a cute girl. She looks better than the average person. So it's like, be quiet.
I don't know how to do crazy content. I keep it simple, like really simple. And when you're on social media, simple doesn't feel enough. And let's be honest, brands don't usually partner with simple girls. They want the polished ones.
That is not
the flawless
true.
Skin, the perfect lighting, the aesthetic life. And sometimes I look at myself and think I don't fit that mold.
And that's why this conversation around Michaela got so big and very messy. It's because
how many busted people get brand deals?
She became a very clear example of something people have been noticing for a while. And while no, the answer isn't to zoom in on people's faces and start dissecting them, I think the biggest issue here is that we've been staring at altered faces for so long that now the real faces don't hit anymore. So let's all remember that our faces are beautiful and they should not be compared to a face on a screen. Let's go outside. Thank you for tuning.
Thank you. And that is the moral of the story. Go outside. This pissed me off because people are so mean. Like, god damn, you want everybody to be perfect, always say the perfect thing, never mess up, never have any flaws. Like, it's just so weird, the pressure that they put on these influencers. And I feel like a part of it has to do with jealousy, to be honest. It's like, you have this life, and like she mentioned, the girl's money. Clearly she's very successful. So it makes people feel better about themselves when they're able to knock you down. It's like, oh, you got more money than me, but you ugly, so that makes me feel better, so I feel like it's a lot of that going on. But yeah, this is unfortunate that people act like this online, but I hope that she feels better, because that was really heartbreaking to see her break down and be like, I know I'm not pretty, I know that I'm unattractive. Like, that's just so messed up. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.